in Matthew chapter 4, and he saith unto them, Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men.
I would like to thank everyone for coming. I'm not good at this. You guys have no idea how much this means to me. Thank you all. I'm just so blessed to see everybody here. And I don't even know how to say it. And I'm terrified of speaking in public, so you have to bear with me a little bit. I don't even know what to say. It's all the way up, and I'm probably not holding the mic right. That better? Okay. I just want to say thank you to everyone. I just feel so blessed to have all of you in my life, and I just can't imagine it without everyone. I'm having a heck of a time imagining it without Larry, but I know with everyone helping me and with all of your prayers, I'm getting through it.
The only thing I'm going to say is, each and every one of us has a born date and a death date. And between those two dates is a dash. I want you to look around at everybody and see what this man did with his dash. What are you doing with your dash? For everybody that's here, your dash is still continuing. For Larry, it's ended. But look at the amount of people he's touched. He did so much with his little dash. But he touched so many people. He made people mad. He made me mad several times. But he was a man you could respect. He was a man, if you called him, he would be there. If you said, Larry, I'm trying to sell a boat. It's raining. Can I borrow your shop? He said, bring it over here. We'll pull your boat in the shop and we'll get it ready to sell. A very honorable man. I learned a lot from him. I couldn't catch fish without him.
I'm Karen. I'm his sister, oldest sister. And I want to start by honoring the most important woman in his life, Robin. We've heard it said that behind every successful man, there is a woman.
Amen.
Right? Fabulous. Yes. And Robin has not only been behind Larry, but most of the time way ahead of Larry, making the way. And Robin, you have been the best helpmate to him, soulmate, business partner, wife, counselor, voice of reason. And on behalf of my family, Larry's family, I just want to thank you for being that to him. Because I don't think any other woman could have done that. So thank you so much. Just a little bit about Larry in his younger years is that he grew up in Florida. He was the son of a plumber and a boat lover. And we regularly attended the Catholic church, and he attended Catholic grade school, believe that or not. And probably, I don't know, but probably was an altar boy somewhere along the way. Maybe one time before they said, no, we don't need you anymore. But our father died when Larry was 10. So Larry grew up in a house full of females. My mom was a beautician, they called back then, hairdresser. And I remember when Larry, probably about 10, 12 years old, he had curly hair anyway, but he got a permanent. Mom would give him permanents. And as his hair grew out, it would turn it into an afro. And Larry wore an afro for a couple of years, a good couple of years. Even in my wedding pictures, he had an afro. It was amazing. But even though Larry grew up in a house full of women, it did not squash his love for the woods and for fishing and for hunting and for cars and trucks and fast motorcycles. I mean, he did life full throttle. Everything he did was all the way or nothing. In the early 80s, Doug and I started a small tree service, and Larry came to work for us. But Larry was single and loved to party and came to work when it suited him. So we had to end up firing him, and he did not talk to us for a year. But he, as Larry always did, he came around. And then Larry met Robin, married Robin, and then they moved up here. I think Larry worked for the Toyota dealership for some time as a mechanic, and he soon found out that that wasn't for him. And we had, in the tree service we had down in Florida, we had retired I call it a green bomb. It was all Kelly green Chevy box truck. And it was parked in a lot somewhere, and the trees were growing up around it. Larry decided to come down to Florida, get that truck, get it working, limp it up here, get it going, and thus started Engram's tree service. And full throttle ahead, never looking back. So I know he was a good man. I can tell he was a good man by you all here. I just thank you all for being here. It's such a blessing to the family, blessing to Robin. And God bless you. Amen.
Hey, Tony Gatewood, friend of Larry's, long time, and Robin's. I knew them back when they were dating, so it's been a while. I've got a couple stories with Larry. I really don't know where to start. Met a lot of people in here, and they brought up some good subjects. One of them was the fishing, and Larry's a hell of a fisherman. He's so strict about fishing, you don't even want to go with him. But I ended up going fishing with him, and we went sword fishing, buoy fishing. He's a commercial fisherman licensed down in Florida. And we fished during the daytime, went back and slept at the house and get ready to fish at nighttime. He dressed me up in the waders, wetsuit and everything. I'm thinking, this is strange because it's sunny out. But we get out, and it's night fishing for swordfish. We get out there, and it is 8-foot swells. I mean, we're up and down, throwing these buoys over, trying to pull in swordfish. And I forgot how he asked for it, but he wanted the monofilament. I have no clue what monofilament is. I'm a plumber. But anyway, monofilament is fish line. But when he threw the buoy at me on the boat, hit me in the head, he was serious about monofilament. So that's one of the stories of Larry and his fishing. Very serious fisherman. We did catch some swordfish, and I know what monofilament is. It's fish line. They call it fish line. Other than that, when they first started, earlier this evening, there was a story about a work truck that he bought from his sister in their tree company. Well, it was junk, but it got going, and the next truck they bought was a cable truck that pulled in and lifted logs on. I'd go out at the same time I was starting a plumbing company. Larry and Robin were doing the tree company. I'd go out and work with Larry some weekends. Well, for $1, when I say that, as for $1, I would ride the log in, I guess. This big old cable would stretch it out, catch the log, clip it on like an ice pick. They used to carry ice, I guess. It would pull the log in, and I'd jump on for $1 and ride that log all the way to the truck, through the briars and everything. It was just something stupid, two dumb rednecks, I guess. But anyway, that was kind of funny. I'm sad that he's gone. That's a good friend, older brother. Makes me sad.
Tell you a little bit about a fishing trip we went on with my buddy Larry Engram down in West Palm Beach, Florida. I was on vacation down in Daytona Beach with my family. My buddy Larry called. He goes, "Hey man, I seen on Facebook Robin said that you were in Daytona. We're gonna be down here for a week. Gonna do a little fishing. We've been talking about going fishing. You want to get up together? Let's come on down here. Let's go fishing." Hang out, get out. I'm like, "Oh hey," I come in the house. Robin's in there. Larry's in there. He's like, "Yeah." get in, we're going out and catch some bait fish. I'm like, oh, okay. So we get in. I've done been up all day, half the morning, night, whatever. Here we come pulling in, get on the boat, go down, drive out and catch some bait fish or whatever. We're rolling around having a good time. I'm just wearing them out. I'm having a ball just catching these little fish. I've never been out on the big water catching big fish. Just never been down there. Larry grew up doing that thing. I've been up here catching bass, you know. So we're cruising out through there. We got a pile of bait fish. He goes, all right, we're good to go. I'm like, all right, cool. We're heading back to the house. He goes, no, man, we're headed out. And I'm like, headed out where? It's getting dark. We're headed out to catch these swordfish. I'm like, you're freaking crazy. It's getting dark. He said, no, man, that's when we catch them at night. Oh, my God. Here we go. Striking out in the deep water, son. Oh, he lights that boat up. I ain't never been out in deep water, so I'm like, oh, we're just going right out here off the coast somewhere, you know, and hit it. Like a couple hours later, we're on that boat, just, my back feels like I've been riding a motocross track for like 5 hours straight, busting it. He's fired up, blaring some AC/DC on the music. This boat's lit up with these LED lights. We're rolling out through there. And he's telling me about how we're going to set these hand lines, and I'm like, thinking we're going fishing, you're going to use some, you know, huge deep sea rods. We got these buoys and plastic PVC lights and a pole, all right? I didn't know if we're going fishing or working for the DOT right away. I'm just saying, I'm like, man, Jesus, take the wheel right here. We roll up, and I'm like, you know, Larry's a big fisherman. Back to that, all I've caught is these bass, you know, over here back in Georgia back in the day. Get this, grab that. And I'm like, all hands on deck. I got no freaking idea what's going on, but he's like, you know, he's like top-notch 10 fisherman. I'm like scale 2, and I'm trying to get up at a 5 to hang with him or whatever, and he's got me running around. I'm grabbing these baskets, grabbing these hand lines, baiting stuff. He's riding me like a tractor, son. But I was having a good time. I was loving it. Throwing them out. We set these buoys out and start going. Now he's like, all right, get up on this boat, hold the levers. Hold the steering wheel. I need you to hold it at like, I think it was, I can't remember correctly, but like, hold it like, see that number? It says 120, yeah. You need to keep holding that boat right on that and rolling it out as I'm dropping these hand lines out. Start scattering them out through there or whatever. And we get them all set out and start coming back, checking them. We get back down to about the 4th one and we got a fish on. And he's like torqued up, fish on, fish on. He starts dragging that thing, the boat's white capping, all right. It's out there just flopping, boom. Boom. I'm getting sick. Like, he's out there, pair of shorts on, no shoes, no shirt. I'm out there like long shirt, sleeve, like I got me this cool looking Hulk shirt, you know, like I'm a fisherman or something. Long pants. I'm freezing to death. All right. Water's white capping in the boat. He's like, get on this line, get on this line. I run to the corner of the boat. I grab this line. I'm tugging on it. He gets the boat turned around. He's like, pull it, pull it, pull it. I'm yanking on it, pulling up. He's like, yeah, boy, it's a big one, it's a big one. He gets on the line. We get it right to the top of the water and it swerves and it's a freaking huge shark. Oh man, he turned freaking mad, lit up red. He's like, it's a freaking shark. Gets over the side of the boat, all amped up. The line cuts on him. He cuts the line on that thing and turns it loose. Oh man, I worked myself to death for 45 minutes pulling this line up. We get to the top of the water. And he went from like fired up, happy as a lark to mad as a wet hen, son. I'm talking about torqued up. We cut that thing loose, it drove off. He's like, never seen somebody hate a shark so bad in his life, man. Luckily, we pulled down to the next buoy. We had another fish on. He's like, there's a fish right here, And we torque it up, get it to the top of the water, and it's a swordfish. He's like, it's a swordfish, look out. Grab that gaff. So I'm like, snatch this gaff off the side of the boat. And he's like, gaff it. And I swung it around there and I freaking missed it the first lick. Hit the side of the boat. Wash my boat, man, wash my boat. I'm like, I'm sorry, Dad, I'm sorry. I'm like, grab it again. And I gaffed it the second time. He's like, pull it in. I flop it over in the boat and this thing hits the side of the boat and starts going crazy. He's like, back up. Watch the spear. His head's going crazy or whatever. And he grabs this ball bat out from under the corner. It's like a TPX ball bat. And next thing I know, he jumps the straddle up and he's like, wha-pow, knocks it in the head like 3 licks and this fish just keeps flopping. It's done for, laying on the floor. I'm like, boy, man, this is awesome. You know, I was having a hell of a time, having a good time or whatever. But anyway, that is my episode of going fishing with Larry, and I had a great time, man. It was the only like super deep sea fishing trip of hand line I've ever done. We went out, we caught a couple more swordfish that night, but that first one that come in the boat and that sword was that long and it was flopping around going crazy. Oh, I'm sorry, also left out that it speared the side of his boat, like the backrest, and it ripped the spot open. Oh man, he turned red as that building right over there. He was hot to trot about that. I think that's why it got whopped in the head a couple extra licks with that TPX or whatever, but it was an awesome time. But I had a great time. Robin and Larry kept me up down there that night. We come back in, and I felt like I've been plowed like a mule for like 4 days straight time I come in. He's a go-getter, man.
Catch me after about 6 shots of this, and it'll be all over the damn house.
Straight out the bottle. I think we can have that way.
Yeah, here's the Larry, right here. Engram, one of my best friends. One of the men that I respected most in my life. Amen, brother. Who started with nothing and ended with all this. Yes, sir. I'll always love him, and I'll always remember him. Hell yeah! This is also Larry.
I'm waiting for the heat to kick in. They're not hot. The little one's hot. Get you some sugar.